Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, welcome. We're the Garso Twins. I'm Carly.
And I'm Britta.
And please subscribe if you like. We do a lot of like review videos, get ready with us. Our weekly favorites are kind of like reviews of lifestyle. We do a lot. We used to work in product development in the beauty industry, so we review things through that lens. If you're interested, please subscribe. And today we are doing kind of a different video for us. We saw Jamie Page do this on her channel. It's a video of all things that spark joy. So some of these we get pretty granular and like are very specific to us. Some of these are more broad, but it's kind of lifestyle-esque, all-encompassing things in our life that spark joy. First on our list of things that spark joy are two podcasts. One of them Carly likes too, so I'll let her talk about that. But overall, I like podcasts and I listen to a lot of them, but there are only two that spark joy inside of me.
I think podcasts for generalization have like, they're either
informational, or they're like for entertainment. Kind of like the true crime podcasts. And I feel like these we're going to talk about are kind of like for joy. Like there's like, you know, and that's rare to find for a podcast.
Yeah, so the one I want to talk about is A Beautiful Mess, and they actually say in the intro, it's your cozy comfort listen, and that is 1000% what that podcast is to me. They used to do it twice a week. Well, first of all, it's Elsie and Emma of A Beautiful Mess, the blog. We've talked about them at length on our channel. We've looked up to them since they started blogging over 10 years ago. They're sisters. They live in Missouri. We're from the Midwest. We love them. And they started this podcast, I think 2 or 3 years ago, maybe even back in 2020, and they're approaching their 200th episode next week. So they've done a lot. I think they used to do several a week, but then they would take the summers off, so now they just do it every Monday. And I look so forward to when this podcast drops every Monday. It's Monday while we're filming this. It was the first thing I did this morning was turn on the podcast. And it's their blog is very lifestyle. They focus on like DIY and food blogging, I would say mostly, but they say that their podcast is mostly like home interiors and books. So they do have a book club. They'll do, I think, 3 books per season, and they'll like recap and answer some questions, some like discussion questions about the books. So we love that because I love reading as well. And then they both just, like Elsie moved back to Missouri and Emma moved to a new home, and so they both are going through renovations. So they talk a lot about that. Like, we don't own a house, but we love interiors, and they do comfort movie rewatches. So they'll
I love those.
Yeah, they'll do like, they did like Knives Out, It's Complicated, You've Got Mail, and they'll talk about the movie and focus on like the interiors, which I love. It is a cozy comfort listen. If you love like movies, books, Nancy Meyers, Knives Out, home interiors, you would love their podcast.
And they kind of talk about parenting too, right?
Yeah, they touch on it because Elsie has 2 girls and then Emma has a young son, Oscar. And so they do talk about parenting here and there, but they do say that they don't want it to ever be like a focus of their content, but they do touch on it. And then the other one is Office Ladies. So this podcast has been going on for like
3 years also, probably.
At least.
Yeah. And so this is Angela and Jenna, and they were on The Office together. We love The Office. They said like they were best friends. They met on The Office, set of The Office, and they became best friends. And so when they both also had kids and kind of like wanted to get away from acting, they decided, not get away from it, but it, you know, it's time consuming with children. They wanted something that would keep them at home more. So they decided to start a podcast together, and they rewatch all the episodes of The Office and sort of recap it. And we've been die-hard listeners from the first day.
Oh, yes.
And it used to not be good, you guys. Like, in all honesty.
Like anything else.
Yeah, you just have to find your groove. I remember when we first listened to it, we were like, ooh, that was like rough. Really rough and kind of hard to get through, but we kept listening and kept listening. And now, like, it is just such a joy. They are so good at it.
They're so good at it. They deep dive and give you so many details.
Yeah, they give you, like, you learn new facts. It's just so great. They do like facts about like Scranton or facts about the show that you wouldn't have known previously. They have lots of people from the show, cast and crew, come on to tell their own stories. Like, they even had Josh Groban, who was barely kind of on it, but I loved his point of view, and they are such, like, they do such a good job at interviewing the people that come on the show. It's all just so lovely. Jenna and Angela themselves, I feel like, are really joyous to listen to.
Yeah.
Like, I love their relationship. They both seem to appreciate life a lot, and I feel like that's kind of like hard to get through in being like a podcast host, but they somehow both do it really well.
Yeah, agree. I just love their relationship, and I think they're like really gracious. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It like shows that they're so grateful to be doing this podcast together, and we need more of that in entertainment.
Instead of just like doing it, and I'm sure all those people are grateful once you find success, but it's like one thing to kind of be grateful in private, and it's another thing to just show your gratitude like every time you show up. So we love them, and we love the podcast.
Sorry, I feel like this is going to be a long-winded video, so we just cracked some Zevia's cherry cola. It's good, right?
It is good. I like Olipop's more though.
Yeah, they're just so much more expensive.
Yeah.
We're trying to get off that new train that we just got on.
Okay, next up is candles. If you guys have been here, then you know we have our own candle brand, Dyad. Berta has it right here.
This is a fresh smoke and mirrors I just lit yesterday.
So obviously our candle brand brings us the most joy, but all candles do. We have always loved candles since we were young, and I mean young. It's been something, like I remember when our mom mom and dad each had a favorite Yankee candle. Like our mom loved Home Sweet Home, and our dad loved Macintosh, and they would both buy them like separately. And I remember when they would like light one, like when fall started to come around, and it would just like signify like a cozy Saturday. We used to figure skate when we were younger, and we'd like get home from the rink and be like freezing. And we had like an actual like fireplace in our old home, and they would like put on the fire, light one of those candles, and it just like signified being cozy and home and feeling safe. And candles have always just been that for us.
Yeah, totally.
It means like a lot to us, and so I think like anytime we light a candle now, it's like the easiest way if you're having a stressful day for us to like light a candle and like immediately feel better.
Yeah, totally. It's just like it brings cozy and joy into your home. And another thing I wanted to mention that I put in, I think last weekly favorites, was my candle warmer lamp. So it's one of those lamps that you put the candle under and it melts the candle without an open flame, and that is also sparking lots of joy for me lately. Like I have it going right now because I love the glow the lamp gives, and then it also gives you the aroma of the candle. And even last night in reading a book, it's kind of like a murder mystery, and I had all the lights off because my boyfriend was sleeping, but I had that candle warmer lamp on and reading this like murder book, and I was like, this is like so cozy and like spooky for fall, and it gave me all the joy in the world. So I'll link that down below too.
Side note, we might do like a spooky or like fall books like video. If you guys would want to see that, we're trying to read more fall themed books
right now
this season because we didn't really last season. So if you guys want to see that, we'll really try to hurry and like read them so we can do a review video.
And I should say, usually this time of year, like seasonal candles we buy from other brands, but I feel like other times of the year we only really...
That's very true.
So we let ours spark the most joy.
Ours sparked the most joy.
Okay, this one is super niche, but you know we love TV, but we do love all TV, but our favorite TV to watch is a scheduled programming.
Yes.
Network specifically, like Dancing with the Stars, I cannot wait for it to start. I think I saw on the Serialized app it comes back October 2nd. We'll see if that's true.
I guess that should be a whole thing in here because nothing sparks more joy for us than Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, that's true. Okay, that's like our all-time favorite show. But I think you guys already know this.
Yeah,
all-time favorite.
But we should mention it because I think we just weren't thinking because it's not on right now.
Yeah.
But like, you turn that show on and we are new people.
Yeah.
Like, you could crying, puddle of tears, turn dancing on. Oh, we're in it. We're
like,
ready. It is the show. I'm gonna like cry thinking about it. But it's gotten us through some times and we love it so much.
Comfort watch.
Comfort watch. But in general, like what I was saying, we're not really like, well, I guess we like routine.
Yeah.
But
no, we like a schedule.
Yeah, like for some reason we love like scheduled TV. Like we love when Dancing is on Mondays or The Bachelor's on Mondays, and then we move on to Tuesdays. And
I put Only Murders in the Building because that's on Tuesdays.
It's on Tuesdays. But right now we're kind of like lacking on our schedule.
Yeah, and like that's why I know that people love to like binge watch on Netflix, and I will do that, but then you watch it in like a day or two and then it's done. I much prefer watching an episode a week.
Like when Shrinking was on Friday.
Yeah.
Loved that. It was so nice at the end of the week to like watch that show.
Yeah.
And just know that like, oh, it's Fridays. I'm going to watch Shrinking tonight. So we have predicted that television is going to go back to that, and all these streaming services are going to start releasing episodes per week. Like Summer I Turned Pretty was on Thursdays, Fridays. It was an iffy thing.
Thursday nights.
Yeah, Thursday nights. So we love that more shows have been doing that, and all of that sparks joy for us. Like, we love scheduled programming.
Yeah, and we did do, like, back maybe a couple of years ago, it must have been during 2020 when we were watching a lot of TV, like our favorite shows on each streaming platform. But that was even before like HBO Max. So if you want like an updated favorite TV shows video, we can do that.
Yeah, we can. Okay, next up, this is another really unique one, but do this and it'll bring a lot of joy into your life. So we are obsessed with these jazz scenery videos on YouTube. You've probably seen them. They were really big during like the holiday season. There's like a Yule log fire and all these ones that I think people were turned on to. But if you didn't know, they have them for like every season.
Yeah,
there's
and
like,
once you start watching, they'll start recommending you like good ones.
Yeah, there's one called like Cozy Cafes, like a channel. And basically,
we can just share our playlist.
Yeah, we'll share. Oh wait, it is private, so we have to.
We can make it public.
We have to make it public.
Yeah,
we have a playlist that we call it Cozy Vibes, and it's a lot of like it's like an AI generated or like a like fake coffee shop with like rain coming down, fall leaves falling outside, and then just like jazz music playing on top of it. And we both usually during the weekdays will turn it on. I turned on Gilmore Girls today, which I know is bad because then you get like attached to it instead of starting your day. But with the jazz, it's really nice to like turn it on first thing while we're like answering emails or just like opening our computers.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it's not like a show where you want to keep watching so you can like get on with your day. Or I've turned it on at night too when you just want to calm down. We both really love like classical music.
Yeah.
It's very calming and I think it's good for everyone to listen to. So highly recommend. They bring me so much joy.
So much joy. And I feel like sometimes in the summer we kind of fall off because it's so hot and you don't get cozy vibes. Talk about something that doesn't spark joy for me, summer. I know maybe some of you will disagree, but I'm always hot and just ornery in the summer.
The summer wasn't that bad. It didn't get that hot. It was like a week of being really hot, but yeah.
But now we're back in it. Is no surprise to you, but our Kindles spark lots of joy.
So much joy.
And I should say specifically free books for the Kindle that you can get from the library. I still think it's insane that the library has so many books for free that you can read and rent for like 21 days. Right, 21? And it's amazing.
Mine right now is a 7-day free because it was one of those where there was one.
So they make it available quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. The one thing that doesn't spark joy is this ugly cover.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we've been on a hunt for new covers.
No, we saw, if you follow Page Shop.
Mine is nicer than yours though. Yours is like weirdly textured.
It's so bad. I got it before we went to Palm Springs because I wanted to protect it from like the water, and then I never got a new one because they don't exist, cute ones. But Page Shop, I think it's what it's called. I'll link the Instagram down below. She has really cute ones, but we have the Kindle Paperwhite 10th generation, and she's only releasing it in the 11th.
But I saw a lot of people comment that they have 10th gen and they really want it, and she said she'll try.
But I'll link it below because she has all the Oasis ones, I think. But that one's like bulkier, and I like the size of this.
Yeah, although I like that it has the buttons to click ahead.
Yeah, like honestly, maybe I'll get it for like, if it goes on sale for Christmas or something.
But we have had these for 3 years now.
Yeah, that's true. It's been a long time. And I gotta say, I love reading a physical book, but the way that Kindle makes it so easy to read because it's so lightweight and small, a lot of the books I read are very bulky. So
yeah, I don't like reading physical book. I bought some like more like self-help type, like life advice books in physical book form so I can always have them on hand, but I do not like that. I love my Kindle so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Britta said, it's still, I know a lot of people do Kindle Unlimited because it is only $10 a month, but like if you're on a real budget like us, like $10 a month, you don't really want to be spending for another subscription service, although like we said, we spend a lot on TV because we have every single app.
Yeah, but we use it all.
We do. But it's insane that you can get so many good books at the library, especially ours. Like, we are lucky we live in LA, so the LA Public Library has a lot of copies of a lot of books, so we usually don't even wait too long.
Yeah, like usually if I hear about a book I want to read, I'll go to my Goodreads and add it to like my to read list, and then I'll go to Overdrive, which is part of Libby, part of like the library, and then I'll search there and add it to my wish list.
Me too.
And then I'll go through my wish list and like put a few of them on hold at a time. So it's a whole process, but there are so many books, and like basically if you want to read a book, it's probably at the library.
Yeah, I will say I know that our library just has a good interface because we also have Glendale library cards.
Oh yeah.
And I've gone on their website to rent a book when our library didn't have it, and it was so hard to use. Like,
oh, like you can't use Overdrive?
No, they use something else.
Oh.
And ours, it's like the interface of the LA public library, like there's even a section that says available now, and you can click it, and it's like a lot of new releases that happen to be available. Like that's how I got the one for 7 days. So it's really, really nice, and I hope everyone has a decent library experience.
We'll link Overdrive down below. I think if you make a Libby account, then you can use Overdrive to save all your books. Okay, next on our list is coffee and coffee walks. So in general, coffee brings us a lot of joy. I tried to give it up for a really long time for my anxiety, and then I was like, you know, sometimes when you give up something, then it strips joy from you. Yeah.
And it makes it worse. So I'm back on the coffee train, but I will say it is not healthy to have multiple cups of coffee a day, so watch your caffeine intake. But we love coffee. We love going and getting coffee. The Philz Honey Haze.
Yeah.
Right now, the pumpkin cream cold brew from Starbucks. I don't know. There's so many good drinks here. We like love going to a coffee shop.
La Colombe, other oat milk draft lattes.
Any other draft lattes.
Any other draft lattes.
Like going into a coffee shop and getting a coffee. We share this love with our best friend. She, I would say this is like her #1 joy activity too.
Yeah.
Brings us so much joy. But also, I have Beechwood Cafe on here separately.
Oh, okay.
But I was gonna say, we also do coffee walks often to Beechwood Cafe because we can walk there from our house. And so if you have a coffee place walking distance to your house, highly recommend we just like strap on our like belt bags and walk. It's probably like a mile and it's a mile and a half. Because I think it's 3 miles total.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like
a mile. It's a little over a mile.
I think it's like a mile and a half, and we walk there, maybe it's about a mile, but we walk there, we order our iced coffees, and then we walk back. It's a really nice neighborhood to walk through, and then, yeah, separately, Beechwood Cafe brings me so much joy.
The most joy.
I think, like, it's not like it's the best food in LA, but
I mean, it's good food.
It's like, really good
overall, food. Most of the menu is good, which I can't say the same for...
Yeah, that's very true. I just think, like, I don't love it for other reasons. It's one of those, like we said, it just sparks joy. It's one of those places that we go. Yeah, and I'm always, like, I can sit down, order a coffee, order a chai latte, order
buffalo cauliflower,
and just, like, sit down and be like, oh, I feel really relaxed here. It's kind of hard to find, so if you have a place like that, I hope you have a place like that.
Yeah, or if you don't, you should find one.
Yeah, find one.
A comfort restaurant.
A little cozy corner of your city.
Yeah, like a comfort cafe is very important to have. And if you can walk there, even better. But try to find a place you can like walk to or a place you can walk in. Because walking outside is the best.
Yeah, it's really good for you.
But this brings me to my next Sparks Joy, which is my walking pad. I got this, man, maybe like 6 months ago. It's been a while. And I got it back right before summer, and I thought to myself, well, this was when Carly's health wasn't so great, so she wasn't able to walk with me all the time, and Tommy like works from home, but his schedule, you know, he has calls and stuff, so I didn't want to walk by myself outside just for like safety reasons, and that just doesn't seem as enjoyable to me. And so I was like, I'm gonna get a walking pad so that I can get my steps in inside. And I didn't realize, I did it as a means to an end, and I did not realize how much joy it would spark in my life, specifically paired with Glee. I will walk on the walking pad for an hour and watch Glee, and the hour goes by so fast. So I'm getting my steps in, I'm getting some exercise, and I'm watching like my favorite show ever, which is another comfort show, Glee. And it's just a great activity. It's become one of my favorite things to do, and it doesn't even feel like exercise. It is, I walk pretty fast, I should say. It's not like a leisurely pace. I do like 2.8 speed, 2.6 or 2.8. There's no incline though, but I'm walking pretty quick. But like I said, it goes by fast, and I love watching Glee while I do it.
I got this new cup, by the way. I'm using it.
Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna pour this in my cup. Good idea.
Okay, the next on our list, which I hope other people partake in this too. I know Marlena does, because she, Makeup Geek, she had talked about this on her channel, and we feel the same. But going to Target is a huge like stress reliever for us. Obviously not when it's like super busy.
Yeah, we try to avoid the busy times.
Yeah, but it has always been our happy place since we actually...
we got one in high school.
Yeah, we got one in high school.
Maybe middle school.
Yeah, but we started like going in high school on our own accord, like with our car once we could drive, with our friends, and just like we would do the same thing, like walk around, buy like snacks or something.
Yeah.
That was when like the food court thing was like big too, so we would get like ices. Yeah. And it was always just so nice. And then when we moved to California, it was like the one thing that we could do that didn't cost a lot of money. We were like pretty good about not spending, but we would go to Target and just like enjoy our time, walk around. It's been a constant in our life since then. We've been to many a Targets. There's
a Target in the city we're in. We'll probably find it.
Yeah, we went to one in New York and it was so disappointing, and I was like, we did our highs and lows for the week, and I was like, the Target was my low. And my boyfriend's
so
like,
sad.
why was it your low? And I was like, because I feel like Target Corporation in Minnesota would be disappointed that Target exists.
Yeah, like the lighting was super artificial. There was no natural light at all. It was so small, which I get because it's New York, but they didn't even have clothing sections.
It was just not what you think of when you think of like
browsing
Target. So that was why it was so disappointing to me, because it is one of our happy places. We love it so much. We hope you guys can relate. Even if you just go there, we're gonna go today and like barely get anything. You know, it's just so nice to walk around Target.
Yeah.
And then the other place we love to walk around. Well, I didn't include IKEA, but that's another place.
Well, that's pretty niche because most people don't have an IKEA close to them.
Yeah, and ours is massive. It's the largest in the world.
Yeah.
So it's not like, I feel like other ones might be a little more uncomfortable, but ours is nice. But anyway, I didn't put IKEA because the other place we love to go to more than anywhere besides Target is the Americana. It's a mall here. It's an outdoor mall, and I actually think of this all the time. This is like a long-winded story, but when we were in college, we were friendly with this girl in our class. Do you remember this story?
No. Well, I don't know which girl was friendly with.
Her name was Alessandra, I want to say.
No, I don't know who that is.
But I remember one day she was like looking at the Grove website, and she was saying like, I was like, oh, what's that? And she's like, oh, the Grove is building like a new sister mall in Glendale, and we had lived in San Diego at the time, so I was like, what's Glendale? And she's like, oh, it's this like area of LA. We went to Cal State Long Beach, so it was kind of in between the two. And she's like, I'm so excited, like it's gonna be huge. They put like their like mock-up on the website, and she showed us. You don't remember this?
No.
She was like, doesn't it look cool? And we were like, oh yeah, that looks really cool. And I think about this all the time because little did I know that when she showed us that this mall would be so impactful on my life.
Yeah, that's true.
Like we go there all the time to just, like when I'm having a down day, sometimes even more than Target, the Americana can turn it around so quickly.
Well, it's nice it's outdoors. It really helps.
It's like outdoors.
There's like twinkle lights.
If you know what the Grove is, it's similar to that, where it's like really nice. Like it's kind of like it reminds you of Disneyland.
Yeah.
Like
there's a trolley.
Yeah, there's a trolley. Like everything's really clean. There's a huge fountain. It snows during the winter time. They play like music. They play Frank Sinatra like on the speakers. Like the whole thing is so peaceful, and we even go there and don't even buy things sometimes and just walk around and like go into.
Well, we get coffee.
Yeah, we get coffee. We go into Sephora. We smell stuff. And then the one thing I put on our list too is we love the lemon ricotta cookie from E-Bar in Nordstrom.
Yeah.
And so that's like one of our traditions at the mall is more often than not.
Yeah.
We go in and get this like $3 cookie, and it's always really nice. And I hope that you have a mall. I know the malls are like dying, and it's so tragic to me.
But I really do think most people have a mall that they love and find comforting.
I was gonna say,
go there more often. Let's save the malls.
I hope you have one that's so comforting. But I will say, the Americana is like connected or across the street from the Glendale Galleria. We go there because we have to do returns sometimes.
But sometimes I like it. It reminds me of like an old school mall.
Yeah, that's true. But like we would always choose to be at the Americana.
Yeah.
And we realize that not everyone has a nice mall like that. Like it's very nice. So
yeah, but if you forgot about your mall, you have a forgotten mall that you don't go to as often as maybe you'd like, or maybe you think you should, maybe go back, get yourself some Wetzel Bites, Cinnabon, one of those mall staples, and have a day.
Yeah, please.
This one is also kind of niche, but Dumois Sunday Spotted brings me joy. I hate to say it. I hate to say it because I know it's like celebrity gossip. But I love it. I look so forward to it.
It's not really salacious, though.
No, it's not salacious. And I guess it's not even really gossip. Like, if you're unfamiliar, Dumois, her account technically is gossip.
On Instagram.
On Instagram, she posts blind items that she gets about celebrities. And she also has a podcast. I've been listening to her podcast more and more. And she actually said the other day that she's classified as a journalism podcast, so like news. She's classified as a news podcast, so she does consider herself kind of like a pseudo-journalist. So I will say, she tries to remove her opinions from what she posts, and if she gets like a blind item, she'll say if she thinks it's maybe like suspicious, maybe it might not be true or not. So she's kind of just reporting the news that she's getting.
She also says she'd never post something that would be like life ruining.
Yeah.
Even if it's like just a rumor, or even if it's true, like she doesn't want to be the one that like exposes
exactly
this thing. Although she was the first one to expose Armie Hammer,
which is how she blew up during the pandemic. And she writes about, I read her book. I didn't like her book. I wouldn't recommend it. The podcast and the account, it's much better. But she wrote in the book about how that happened, how she kind of blew that up. But she did it because she wanted to give his victims a voice. So in that instance, she was doing something good.
Yeah, but we love the Sunday Spotted. So Sunday Spotted is when people specifically write in that they spotted a celebrity throughout the week, and she saves them all for Sunday so that you're not getting it in real time to like protect, you know, where they are. We submitted to Sunday Spotted a few times and made it on there.
Yeah.
And we just love it. It's so fun to like see. I don't know, it's just fun to, when you're like, oh, that's one of my favorite restaurants, like they were there.
Yeah, exactly. There was a Mary Kate Olsen one yesterday.
Yeah,
anytime the Olsen twins show up, we're like jazzed.
Yeah. Okay, more walking, but I know we said we live our coffee walks, but we also live semi-close to the Hollywood Reservoir, Lake Hollywood, and we can walk there from our house, so that is another walk that we really enjoy. And I think if you I know some people don't really live in like any nature, but if you live in any sort of nature, or just in general, like just get outside. It's so good for your mental health, for your nervous system regulation, to like be outside and really like take in everything around you and just like be at peace. And this specific walk to the lake is just so beautiful. We walk through like hills with houses, obviously, and it's kind of like a unique part of Hollywood. It's really like one that people don't really know about.
Yeah.
But it's like really hilly. There's so much like beautiful trees and plants,
vegetation.
Yeah, it's so stunning. And every time we do it, I'm like, wow, this, and it kind of like takes your breath away. And we've done it so many times. And then when we get to the lake, it's always so beautiful too. So it's definitely like one of our favorite walks.
Yeah.
And I understand not everyone has like a beautiful place where they can walk, but
yeah, but try to find one, because like Lana Davison, I don't know if you, or Lana Davison, I don't know if you guys watch her, but her and her fiance, they drive to this like beautiful,
they do,
like foresty area that she's posted about in her vlogs before. And I think she's mentioned that it's like a 20-minute drive, and sometimes she says like they feel silly for driving so far to go walk, but I don't think that's silly. I think that if you can find a place that you love to walk and be outside, it's like very important for, like Carly said, your mental health, and just to get some fresh air, like for your body as well. And obviously walking is like one of the best things you can do for your body. So if you can find a place that sparks joy and you love to walk, even if it's a little out of your way, it's just better than not doing it.
We actually did that as kids because we grew up in kind of like a suburban area of a Midwest town, and we would drive to the reforestation camp and go walk in the woods with our parents, and it was really beautiful, and that was a quick drive. But yeah, definitely worth it to drive somewhere if you can't walk somewhere.
Okay, and last but probably the thing that sparks the most joy is puppy cuddles. You guys know Luna and Terry are our whole life. They are the best things about us.
Our whole world is wrapped up in those two dogs. We love them so much, and there is nothing that brings me more joy than cuddling with them.
Yeah.
I feel like they live to like love you and please you, and that's such a rare thing. And just it's like their love is so selfless. Yeah, like sometimes dogs can be, I don't know, like they can not listen to you or be a little stubborn. But they just, all they really do and want to do is love you. And that's like, when are you ever going to find that in something else? Like they're just like a selfless love. Just like, we love how our dogs look at us. Like they look at us like we're like the best things in the entire world.
Yeah.
It's a confidence booster. And yeah, cuddling with them, nothing better. Absolutely nothing better. Like
it's the best thing in the entire world.
Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. We know this was long-winded, but we hope it really inspires you. I think that so often we all go about life and you just like get so busy and you stop looking for joy in your everyday life, and you stop sort of like doing these joyous things. And since we quit our full-time jobs in last November, we've been able to like do so many more of these things, and it has like it's transformed me.
Yeah, it's totally transformed the way that I think and like the way that I intentionally live life.
Yeah, and it's made life like even more beautiful. So definitely recommend just like making your own like joy list
and just doing at least one thing a day, but if not more. Like, we can like light a candle and cuddle with the dogs. You can like stack them together.
Stack them up.
Yeah, so please do that, and we promise you will see just like an increase in happiness. It'll make even your life even better.